Hey folks, in this video I just want to compare the Mora 164 and the Robin Wood compound curve. Robin Wood compound curve, right-handed knife, comes in at about 60 bucks, and the Mora hook knife, depending on where you buy it and which version you get, this is the newer one, I also have the older one, but anywhere between 30-35 bucks I would say. So almost double the price for a Robin Wood knife, and I'm guessing with shipping it would definitely be double the price. So what are the advantages and disadvantages to each one? First, let's start with Robin Wood. Longer handle, which is nice because you can switch up your grips, get a lot more leverage. Mora, shorter handle, but I think the Mora has the advantage of you can choke up on it more. The Robin Wood, once you choke up, it's still got a really long blade that also has a long, flatter portion. The Mora, once you choke up, you really have there doesn't have a flatter portion. It's always in a curve, which means you're really removing material when you use it. So, how does using each knife kind of act out a little differently? I have both without the sheaths on right now, which is like a huge no-no. Never do this, but I'm doing it for the video, so here we go. So I would say Mora 164. When you are making things like coffee scoops, you can remove big chunks of material, and then you can also flip it around and go the other way. All the while, you can remove, like I said, large chunks of material. You can get really aggressive, and then if you want, you can go less aggressive and get a little smoother. So that's nice. And then when you're working on a spoon bowl, same thing. You have to stretch a little bit more with your hand, and you can't back up. That'd be really difficult, so you're kind of stuck with your one grip. And because it's more aggressive, you're just going to bite into the wood more, which might get a little choppy like this. But overall, the new Mora 164 especially, that's what I'm going to talk about specifically here. A really nice, versatile knife for if you want to do scoops, get deeper bowls or spoons, and do shallower bowls. You're just going to have to work out the tool marks a little bit if you want to go for a smoother looking bowl, put a little less pressure, try to lighten up so it looks smoother. Or you can leave the tool marks, obviously. But let's go to the Robin Wood knife, where coffee scoops, I would say don't even try, don't bother. You're not going to be removing a ton of material with this. You can really force this knife. But I don't know. I just feel like this knife is not meant for this. It doesn't feel natural. It does it though. I can't really say it doesn't do it, but I would say it doesn't. It's not as aggressive as the Mora 164 naturally is. You really have to work on getting on the tip of the blade, this more compound part, and then unfortunately, you can't really flip it. It doesn't have enough of a curve where you can flip around. You really have to work harder to be aggressive, and you have to work harder to get all the angles. However, once you get to a spoon bowl, this super rough cut spoon blank, every stroke you take, it comes off a lot more naturally, and the bowl just also naturally starts looking finished. So you don't have to focus a lot on trying to get a nice looking spoon bowl because it's slightly less aggressive, or I'd say just less aggressive. I wouldn't even say slightly. That's one of the benefits, is that shallower curve. You get less, the tool marks are just not as deep, which is nice. And then because it's a longer handle, you can back off the handle, brace this against your chest, and you've got a very sustainable way to remove material too, so you can switch up the grips. You won't get tired. You won't tire out your hand as much as the 164. You're kind of limited. So, yeah, I think those are the biggest differences I can think of. I really like that the bevel on the Robin Wood is more like a, I guess I'll say a Scandi grind. I don't think that's probably the right way to use it, but it's just like one long bevel versus the 164 kind of has like a secondary one, which is I think another reason it's more aggressive. Yeah, the Robin Wood knife, really nice knife. I would say just not as versatile. If I were to pick a first knife, probably go with the 164, just because I feel like you could get a little bit of everything with less investment. and I think you can do whatever you want with this. Personally, once you practice and you get better, I don't think there's many more reasons to move on from this besides just if you have the money and you want to try it. Robin Wood hook knife, I would say if you're a person who's committed to just doing spoons, not deep bowls, then this is the knife for you. You probably don't have to go much farther. But you're not going to be hogging out a lot of material with this knife. I think that's just not part of its personality. But a nice knife nonetheless. Just for double the price, a little less versatile. So I think if it's your first knife, you might as well spend a little less money to learn on it and have more versatility. So that's my opinion in comparison to the two knives. Hope this was helpful if you're trying to decide on a first hook knife, or if you are a person who has these two knives. Drop your opinions in the comment too, wondering if you've had any observations or formulated any opinions of your own.